Hello and welcome back to Choice Bits of Bliss. My name is Cilla. Today, this video is number 100. Yay! I'm so super proud that we've reached this milestone. It is not something that I thought I would do anytime soon. So I will talk a little bit more about the 100 video, what brought me here, how we got this far, etc. I will cover all of that toward the end. But for right now, I want to share all of my layouts for Collection Obsession for September. This is going to be a little different, and there's a reason for it. I'm going to do all of my all of my layouts. We'll talk about them. I'll go into some detail about some of the techniques I used. I'll talk more about the collection I chose. But for the month of October, I'm going to be doing some traveling. And that is the month that 30 Days of Sketches will also air. So during September, I really need to focus on getting things prepared, my work done in advance, so that I'm not stressed out while I'm on the road traveling. I want to enjoy my vacations and not worry about videos or scrapbooking. I'm creating memories during the month of October, and that's where I want my focus to be, is on my family, on our time together, and the experiences that we will be enjoying. So that's why this one's going to be a little different. Let's just get right into it. I used the Spectrum Sherbet collection by 49 and Market. It is a beautiful collection. Beautiful. I love it. It is so... it can be used in so many different directions and for such a large variety of topics, of layouts and projects even. The paper quality is, it's up there. I mean, it is very, very high quality, thick cardstock paper. It is smooth. It does not have a texture to it. I love 49 and Market. It's just, it's a little pricey. It's worth every penny of it. I chose this collection because I took the class from Vicki Booten and loved diving into the products. Now, when she sends you a box of product, it's a lot of product. And I had a lot left over. Then I went back after I was introduced and was using those products. I went back to my local scrapbook store and bought a few more bits and pieces so that I would have more. And once again, I have totally loved playing with the variety of product, the quality of the product, and just immersing myself in that collection. I'm really glad I didn't kill the kit, because I can't wait till at a later date, maybe next year, pulling it out again and playing with it some more. I still have quite a bit. I'm not at any risk of running completely out. So this layout is my youngest son. My husband and I went to see Rock City in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And there is years and years and years ago, Rock City did an advertising campaign where they, if you had a barn, they would paint the roof of it, "See Rock City," on the roof of the barn, so that as you're traveling down roads, the back roads, off the highways, you would pass these barns and be reminded to go visit Rock City. And there's, I don't know, probably hundreds of barns around Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee that have this painted on their roofs. So we were visiting Rock City, and that's why I titled it See Rock City. What did I use on this layout? A lot of fun stuff. So from here to here, this piece is fabric washi, and it's beautiful. I love that fabric washi. I used a branding strip and a strip that was part of my scraps, sewed them together, and then adhered them to the background. I used black cardstock as my mat for the photos. And everything down here in the bottom, in this bottom right corner, that all of these leaves, that's all rub-ons. It's all rub-ons, and they are like butter. They are awesome. I love 49 Market's rub-ons. And then these butterflies were cut from packaging. So I fussy cut those, and then I popped them up, so you can see that, on some little foam dots to make them look like they're flying. I did a little bit more sewing here in this corner just to kind of complement this strip here. And that is pretty much all I did to that layout. The background paper did the bulk of the work for me. And that's one of the really nice features about this collection. If you want to play with it and add more stuff to it, you can. And if you don't, a lot of the work is done for you. This one is about the bakery that is in our town that we live in. And I think the display cases with the macarons in them, I just think they're beautiful. I think it's pretty to look at. It's a great thing to have as you're coming into a bakery because it's very eye-catching. It draws you in, the rainbow colors. It makes you want to look more. So in honor of this rainbow color, I chose to go with this rainbow paper. Now this is a title page for one of the collections of the Spectrum Sherbet suite. I'm going to call it a suite because there were several paper collections within that collection. And I covered up, I had this as a scrap. This was the title page, and it told, it said which one of the collections this was. So I covered it up. I turned this upside down. If you look closely, the text down here is upside down. It's okay. You really don't even notice it. If I hadn't pointed it out, you wouldn't notice it. But I chose to go with some of the chipboard elements in the rainbow colors. And then this is my title, Awesome Sweet Today. And we were together, I forget the rest. So my journaling I did on my Brother label maker. And I just talk about my first time ever eating a macaron. And the fact that we were together. And that was the most important thing. This is another piece of the Spectrum Sherbet. It's backed with white cardstock. I have this die. So I want to hold it up for you just in case you decide you want to order it. It is fabulous. It cuts amazing. It has that little detail element that looks like real chicken wire. I love it. I cannot tell you how much I love this die. It is wonderful. So I wanted to create the feel of being at the beach, things that are associated with the water, like netting. So this chicken wire, to me, also looked a little bit like netting that you can catch fish in. And then this twine is the color of the netting. So it's just those little elements like that that kind of lend to that beachy feel. And of course the colors, the blues going into the greens, that ombre effect also lends to that beachy feel. I played with the colors and embellishments going from blue down to green. And then I used a complementary color of yellow that works well with blue and green to kind of bring your attention over to the photo. This is my husband sitting on the beach in Hilton Head, and that is that layout. This layout, I talked a little bit about the backstory in the Love RTS group, and we were talking about telling offbeat stories. So this dinner disaster, I stamped that with two different styles of alpha stamps. This alpha stamp is from Elle Studio. I love it, love it, love it, love it. I'm so happy I bought that set. This font here is from Tim Holtz. It is a foam stamp. And I used that die again with black cardstock just to add a little bit of detail to the corners. I cut some pieces from one of the collage papers to complement the colors, and then backed it with a little bit of book page just to add a little bit of contrast. So that's all of the details. The story behind this is my husband asked me out on a date, on a dinner date, and of course I said yes. By the time the date came around, it was one of those long work days, and we were running late. We barely made it to the reservation on time, and when we get there, we had to take a deep breath. It was a restaurant we had eaten at one other time, and that other time it was a wonderful experience. We loved the food, so we felt confident going back. This dinner was not good at all, and we couldn't wait to leave. So when we finally paid the bill, and that's what this photo is, we had finally paid the bill, we were getting ready to leave. I snapped a quick photo. We went next door to a bakery to have coffee and dessert to kind of rescue the evening, and it did. We laughed, enjoyed ourselves, talked, slowed down, and just enjoyed the rest of the evening. And as always, the most important thing is that we're together. So that is my layout share for September Obsession Collection Obsession. Good gosh, what is wrong with me? So let's talk some more about this 100 videos thing. Never expected to do it, especially in just over a year. But I started this adventure because I needed accountability partners, and I've used you all as my accountability partners. I've used you, and I apologize for that, but I don't, because it's been successful. My mindset is so very, very different than it was a year ago. I've made some great strides in being able to work and live in my small craft space. And it's because you've been on this journey with me, because you've given me advice, you've shared your ideas, you've cheered me along. And sometimes you've said very powerful things that made me change my perspective. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you. Thank you so much. If I've shared anything in these 100 videos that has inspired you or helped you, I consider that a bonus. I think I was very selfish in the beginning, just thinking about I needed help wrapping my head around my supplies and in my space. And you've done that in spades. You've helped me become very successful in that venture. So I think especially going into 2020, I may change gears a little bit. I'm still going to have to be really accountable about what I purchase and be mindful and very thoughtful about what I purchase. My husband and I were talking about it earlier tonight, because sometimes I get that, I get envious of large spaces and people who have lots of room and beautiful designer shelves and everything is perfect. But that's not the life I live. That's not reality for me. I have a hodgepodge of storage, but it's because I don't want to spend money on storage. I want to buy supplies. I want to buy paper. And it has helped me because I'm constrained to this space. It's helped me to realize what I like and what I will actually use, and to stop buying all the things to try out a new technique and then just like, I don't like that technique. So I have to store all of the stuff that I won't use again because I didn't enjoy the technique. So that's kind of the backstory, and going forward I'm going to have to keep being mindful. But one of the things that helped me get to this 100 videos is that I joined in on challenges, and I have scrapbooked more and been more consistent about recording and documenting the stories of my life, my children's lives, my husband and his girls' lives, because I've been joining challenges. So my advice on challenges is to really look at the ones that inspire you, that sounds fun, and don't feel burdened to join in on every single thing that comes along. Every challenge isn't for us. Every challenge isn't for me. I don't want to feel burdened to have to complete something because I gave my word and it feels like a chore. I want this always to be fun. So I will continue to look for challenges that sound fun, that inspire me, and next year we'll just continue scrapbooking, hopefully as prolific as I did this year. I've been fortunate to be able to complete anywhere from 4 to 15 layouts in a month. So that for me is huge. That is huge, because in my past I would go weeks and weeks and weeks at a time without scrapbooking because, you know, life happens. But now I make time for it. Even when things are chaotic and a little crazy, I may go an evening or two without scrapbooking, but if I have a challenge that I'm excited about, you know, I'm thinking about it at work, and I'm thinking about it when I'm driving, and I'm thinking about it when I'm cooking dinner. So it compels me to come upstairs and get my hands in my products and just play around. Even if it's only 15 minutes, it's worth it. It's worth the trip upstairs to just play. So, friends, happy 100 to us. You have been part of this journey for me for sure. Thank you so much, and let's chat again soon. Bye-bye.